Hi, I'm Mike. Very often the ranch is about life and death. Sometimes, though, it's about death and life, as we find out today on our Wyoming Life. Welcome back to Our Wyoming Life, and thanks for joining us once again. And thank you to Cody Creelman for the really cool sweatshirts that he sent to Erin and I. You can become part of the Palpation Nation by heading over to codycreelman.com or check him out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. He's a vet up in Alberta, Canada, and he does lots of cool stuff, so be sure to check him out. We also featured him last week on our live stream, so you can go back and watch that as well. As always, we really enjoy being able to take you along with us as we continue to explore the ranch life and escape the ordinary. And by saying that, it's not just saying it for saying's sake. It's true for us too. Every day is different and we never know what to expect. The hope is that, just as it always has been, that we know how to deal with the unexpected. And if we don't, we know who can help us out. Now we can add to that list by saying that we have to deal with the unexpected, but we also hope that we have a camera handy so we can bring you along with us. To that end, I hope that you subscribe and hit that little bell notification so you get notified when a new video from the ranch comes out so that you don't miss a thing. Tuesdays are usually reserved for the project list, and today is no different. At the top of the list for this time of year anyway is Save Lives, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. Each day of calving season starts with the exact same goal, to have as many healthy calves as possible and to help those that need our help to be healthy. As we head out today, we find calves that have just been born. We tag them with a numbered tag. This gives us a way to track each calf, who its mom is, and we can start a running record of its health and vaccinations for its entire time here on the ranch. By keeping close records, we can tell if a mom is more likely to have a boy or a girl, who has heavy and who has light calves, and who may have more trouble than others. We also know the demeanor of the mom, and who's going to be cranky about me being around her and her calf, and who isn't really going to care that I'm there or what I'm doing. Occasionally, we find a calf that is really going to need our help. This is number 4's calf. Number 4 has never had any issue with calving or taking care of her baby, but this calf is extremely small and was found on the ground after being born, unable to stand, and it was quickly brought into the shop for treatment. Because he's so small, only about 40 pounds, he has very little fat on his frame. Even though temperatures are up in the 40s, he never warmed up, and he started to freeze down. First, we need to know what we're dealing with, and we can get a good idea by taking his temperature. His temperature is about 10 degrees below what it should be, a normal calf temperature running about 101. Before we can do much with him though, we want to get his temperature back up to normal. This will hopefully help all of his bodily functions begin to work normally. If we tried to feed him or medicate him right now, it may not do any good, and it may actually be more harmful than helpful because his body is not able to process what we would give him. So into the calf warmer he goes, and we'll check on him throughout the night. Our calf warmer is manufactured by Coenders Manufacturing. It cost right around $500 when I bought it a few years ago, and I hoped that it would pay for itself, which it has done time after time again. Before we had the warmer, we used to bring cows into the house, not cows, calves into the house, and submerge them in a tub of warm water, which works. But it also washes off the identity scent that cows use to identify their calves. After we brought the calves into the house to warm them up, we had a heck of a time getting moms to take them back. With the calf warmer, they don't lose that scent, and reclamation happens almost immediately. This little guy will spend a few hours in the warmer. Now, there really isn't a formula to figure out how long it's going to take a calf to warm up. Usually within the first hour, they'll gain about 5 degrees, and it's the last few degrees that'll take the longest. But once his temperature is back up to where we need it, we can give him some food. This will be a colostrum supplement, which will be administered via an esophageal feeder. Feeding a calf this way can be a little bit intimidating at first, but just follow the instructions on your specific feeder. And by feeding this way, you can make sure that the calf is getting some nourishment, especially when they don't have the energy to suck on a bottle. Once that's in him, we're going to give him some nursemaid. Now this stuff I'm not too sure about. I can never get a calf to eat all of it, but I figure that some is better than nothing, and it's not too expensive. This is a paste that's given to a calf, hopefully to get the bacteria in their bellies up and working. With all this done, there's nothing left to do but wait until morning. He's too small for me to get an IV into, so if he's not better by morning, we're going to take him to town where a vet there will be able to give him IV fluids. And all night long, we continue to check on him. But by morning, we have bad news. When we find him, gone. The struggle of life was maybe a little bit too much for this little guy. He was born with the odds stacked against him, and he's our first loss of the season. But as we always hope, with each cloud comes a little bit of silver lining. While out checking this morning, we find our first set of twins. Born only a few minutes ago, and already Mom has chosen her favorite of the two, leaving this little red calf on his own. If we don't help him, he will die. So into the gator he goes for a trip back to the shop. And he heads into the calf warmer to rest. For a twin, he's pretty good sized at 60 pounds and full of spunk, which we're going to put to use this morning as we attempt not only to help him, but also help out the mom of the calf we lost this morning. We call her Eyebrow Cow, and for good reason. And I think because she knew that we had her calf last night, she's close by, just outside the lot. We lead her in and down and through the corrals, and eventually into the barn, where we're going to introduce her to her new calf, lucky number 13. While she's held in one stall, we put 13 in another. And today we're going to be tricking Mom's nose to make her think that he is her calf. There are a few ways to do this. One is to skin the dead calf, then drape its skin over the new calf. The new mom smells her calf and allows the new one to suckle, and eventually becomes her own. Another is to use a product called Orphan No More. I always keep some of this on hand, and it works pretty well for me. I would say I have about a 75% success rate with it. It's easy to use, and it doesn't require anything more than a little bit of water and the powder to get this operation rolling. The water is poured onto the calf for the powder to stick to, and then we can introduce calf and stepmom. Only time will tell if this is going to work, and privacy is required for the two of them to hopefully bond with each other. To help it along a little bit, I'm going to add some cake to the corral and around the calf, giving Mom an excuse to come and sniff around the new baby just a little bit. Things don't start out well, but eventually Mom settles down enough to go for the cake. But even then, after a few hours, she still wants nothing to do with the orphan calf.
You can't come around just as you please.
It's then that we can bring a bottle in and give him some food that I'm sure he's hungry for, before putting them to bed for the night for more forced bonding. By the next morning, attitudes have changed, and old Eyebrow Cow has come to a decision about her new calf and letting him into her family. As another day begins, we all start over. New adventures await, and number 13 and number 4 will continue to get to know each other until they're allowed to head out in a couple of days to begin their season on the ranch. There are many times when we have to turn a bad into a good. I think that if you weren't able to do that, this job might drive you crazy. And there's something to be said about timing. Right when we needed an extra calf to make things right, we got one. And luckily, we knew what to do with him. If number 4 wouldn't have accepted him, then we would have had a bottle calf to feed. Luckily, we don't. But I can share one trick that I found that actually helps this work, and that is that number 4 never actually saw her dead calf or what happened to him. Aside from me taking him in the barn, I think her instincts told her that he was still in there. And although, the new one smells different to her, it still makes sense, even if it was a bit odd. That and Orphan no more. That stuff does work. And I'm really thinking that they should use it for more applications.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Sad No More. Just a sprinkle on your cornflakes each morning and you can say goodbye to doldrums, gloomy, blue, and even cheerless days. From the makers of Orphan No More and Sad No More comes Single No More. Have you recently been dumped? Add a bit of this to your coffee and get ready for the opposite sex to be lining up around the block just to meet you. It's Single No More, now available in Paradise Breeze.
All right. Thanks for coming along with us today, and thanks for being here for another Miracle on the Ranch. The unexpected comes in bad, but it also comes in good. Embracing those good moments makes it all worth it, just as it does in real life. Subscribe and continue with us this calving season. Don't miss a thing. We have videos coming out 3 times per week. You can check us out on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. And if you head over to our website, you can actually view a live webcam of the ranch with more cameras coming soon. I'm off to enjoy another beautiful day on the ranch. And I hope that you have a great week. Until I see you again, thanks for joining us in our Wyoming Life.